Hello and welcome to today's video. Today, I'll be showing you how to build out an AI chatbot for your construction company or a similar type of business. So if you own a construction company or a business that's very similar to a construction company, or if you own your own AI automation agency and are looking for the perfect solution for your clients in this industry, you are in the right place because today I'll be walking you through a tutorial for how to build out the perfect chatbot for a construction company to generate more leads, drive more sales, and automate their customer support. If you don't know me, I'm Sierra Ryan and I run Botterra AI, an AI automation and development agency that helps business owners streamline their operations using automations. We also help other people looking to break out into the AI automation industry have the resources that they need to be successful. So with the introduction out of the way, we're going to start with a demo of this chatbot and then we will move into a step-by-step tutorial for how I built this out. If you want to follow along in this video, you have free access to this template in the description below. Just make sure that you use the discount code, which is also in the description below. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this demo. And if I didn't mention this before, I utilize Voiceflow for my chatbots. It's my favorite chatbot builder. I highly recommend it to anyone looking to build chatbots or start their own AI automation business. So let's start off by pressing Our Services, which is the first functionality of this chatbot, and it's basically just a catalog of all the different services that this company might offer. So the three services I chose were remodeling, basements, and custom homes. We're going to go ahead and press remodeling. And it's going to come up with a card that prompts us to go learn more about this service. If you press learn more, it can link right to a page where you can learn more about that service. And then it's going to ask if we would like to book a free consultation. I'm going to say yes. That sounds great. And this is kind of like a lead capture slash scheduling automation. So you can either schedule a call or basically directly receive a message from the client about their inquiry. I'm going to press on call, and it's going to pop up with your Calendly calendar to book a time to schedule a consultation. So this is super easy for users of this chatbot to go ahead and book a time to chat with you about their project for a free consultation. And it's literally just a super easy way to book calls with people. They can book it directly in the chatbot. So I really like this functionality. So it's going to ask what else it can help us with. Now I'm going to press book a free consultation, which is basically the same as the step that I just showed you where it asks if you want to schedule a call or just send a message directly. But this time I'm going to press on the message. And it says, describe your project in as much detail as you can. So what's going on here is it's going to capture information about our inquiry, about our project, about our budget, our name, and our email. It's going to collect all this information as variables in the chatbot and then send that information either to your CRM or email you directly when you receive a new lead. So I'm going to say, I want to put a basketball court in my basement. I think that'd be super cool. So that's what I'm going to say. And it's going to say, what's my budget? I'm going to say it's 10,000 and share my name, Sierra Ryan, and my email. Perfect. And then it's going to capture this information as variables and then send it to your CRM, your email, whatever you want to integrate with this functionality. It's super simple. Obviously, it doesn't look like a lot's going on here, but there is some tech going on in the background utilizing APIs. Lastly, we have the general questions functionality of this. This is just answering general FAQs about whatever business you're building this chatbot for. And I'm just going to ask, what do you do? And it's going to output super simple answer of what they do. And basically, if you were to ask any question about what this company does, if it's on their website, this chatbot will be able to answer that question. So it's a really easy way to answer general FAQs. And it'll say, do you have another question? I'm going to say no. And it'll send me right back to where I started in the general menu for the different options. So that is our demonstration of this chatbot. I know I ran through this super quick, but we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details of how I built this out in just a second when we walk through the step-by-step tutorial. All right, so with the demo out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the step-by-step tutorial where I'll be walking you through how I built out this template. Once again, if you want to make it a lot easier on yourself and you don't want to start from scratch, you can get the template in the description below completely for free if you use the discount code just for watching this video today. But with that in mind, we're going to start here on our home page or our home topic. this is where the conversation is going to start. Going to welcome the user to the construction chatbot demo and ask what we are looking for today. And then we have our menu here, which has buttons for each of the different aspects of this chatbot, which lead into a different topic. I like to organize my chatbots into topics. I think it makes things a lot more organized and simple. So I highly recommend that you do that moving forward when you build out your chatbots. So right here is just our home menu, super basic. If we were to click on the Our Services button, it would lead to the services topic, and we're going to go ahead and click on that and move into there. So this is another super simple block. It basically just has the 3 services as cards, and it's just a catalog of the different services this company offers. Once again, when you click a button, it will lead you to that page, and we connected the Learn More button to the URL that is going to give the user access to see more about that specific service. So once again, this is a card, which you can find a card here under Talk and drag and drop this over here, and you can fill in your image URL or link. You can put in the name of the card, you can add the description, and then to add the buttons, you can just add that right here. And then under Actions, you press Actions and press Open URL, and this is where you can paste in whatever URL that you want this card to lead to if the user chooses to press on the button. So awesome. This is where those cards will pop up. All of these are exactly the same. After you see the card, it's going to ask if you want to book a free consultation. Now, if you press yes, it is going to take you to the book a consultation topic. And if you press no, it's just going to say, what else can I help you with, and send you back to the home menu. Once again, the home menu is right here. It's just going to send you right back to this block so that the user can press on another button to go to a different aspect of the chatbot. But going back to if the user presses book a consultation, this is going to go to the book a consultation intent or topic. And if we click on book a consultation, this is the slightly more complicated aspect of this chatbot. So like I mentioned, the book a consultation aspect of this chatbot, if the user were to just press on the button, it would lead them right to this, or they can get here by going through the services intent and then getting to the end of it and saying that they would like to book a consultation. We did that by connecting this button, yes, to the book a consultation intent, which is the equivalent to the user just pressing on book a free consultation from the start. So once again, we have 2 options, call and message. If the user presses call, we're just going to say, great, use the calendar below to book a time for your consultation. And then we are going to add our Calendly link. And if we click on this block in the template, you're going to have a space to basically just copy and paste your Calendly URL. So this will be stored in a variable Calendly link. And when you are replicating this chatbot, make sure that you create a new variable called Calendly link. And like I just did, you would do this by pressing on create new variable and naming it Calendly link or whatever you would like to name it, and creating that variable. I already made that, so I do not need to do this step. But once again, make sure that you create the variable Calendly link. Otherwise, this will not work. So then the variable Calendly link is going to be sent over here to this card, and you will need to copy this code snippet right here and then input the variable next to src equals, and in quotations, you will put your variable Calendly link. So how you put in this variable is purely by pressing on an open bracket and going through your variables and clicking Calendly link. And once again, you just need to put in this little iframe code snippet so that the iframe can appear on the chatbot screen. And if you do this, the user will just be able to book their call or appointment with you through the chatbot. So it's super simple. It's just a little widget that will pop up on the chatbot as I showed you in the demo. And then it just prompts them to please book one of the times in the calendar above, and then asks once again what else they can help you with, and sends you right back to the home menu. Now, if we were to go to the messaging aspect of this chatbot and click on message, it will basically collect information and store it as variables in a capture card. So we're going to prompt the user to describe their project in as much detail as they can. And then we put a capture user reply card down here. If you're looking for how you capture the user's replies, you go to listen and go to the 3rd option down here and drag that into this block. So what I just did was went ahead and went to listen. went to capture, dragged that in here, and connected that to this card. And if you didn't see, you need to, instead of having it be last utterance, I recommend you make a brand new variable and use that as a way to collect the user's information. Now, I already made a variable called project description to store the user's response. But if you have not created that variable yet, I recommend that you go to create variable and name it project description and create that variable. I've already created it, so I cannot make it now, but that is the step that you'll take to create this variable. You'll type it in, press create variable. And the way that you check that you have all the variables you need is by going into content over here and pressing on variables, and then you can type in the search bar here for the variable that you're looking for to see if you have that in your system. Great, so we asked the user for their project budget, for their project details. Now we're going to ask for the project budget, and we're going to capture the user's reply in the variable budget. Once again, make sure that you create a variable named budget by pressing on this and going to type in budget and pressing create a variable. And like I said, I already created that variable, so I cannot add that. And then we're going to move into name capture. It's going to ask, could you please share your name? And you're going to capture the user's name again in a variable. And then lastly, their email, which once again, you're going to capture this in a variable, and you need to make sure that you have set all of these variables when you are building out this chatbot. So lastly, this is the most important aspect of this lead capture, is this API block right here. Now you can find this API block under dev and API. And to show you how exactly I did this, we're just going to start over, go to dev, API, and drag this block over. We're going to connect the email capture to this block. And right now it is a get request, but we need to change it to post because we will be sending information to whatever API we're using. And in here, we have headers, parameters, and body. You're going to press the plus sign in body and make sure that you have form data selected. And these keys here are basically going to just be the name of what you are trying to capture. So I captured first the project description. So I'm going to call this project info. And I stored this in the variable project description. So I'm going to go ahead and look for project description so that project info is set to the variable project description, so that when this information is sent to whatever API we choose to connect, it will send over the project description that the user input. Next, we had, what was the other thing we had? We had budget. So then we can put this as the variable budget. We had their name, and we're going to store this as the variable name. And then lastly, we had email. And if you're wondering how I'm getting the variable like search to come up, I'm just putting in an opening bracket and then going to search variables and typing in whatever I'm looking for or scrolling to find it, which is right here. So once again, we put into this post request the 4 different pieces of information that we're collecting. And then under what we basically are going to name information, we put the variable that stores what the user had typed in. Lastly, up here, we're going to have to put in our URL to whatever API we are looking to connect. So this is where you would put the URL to your CRM or your Zendesk or your, say, that could be your Google Sheet. There are videos on exactly how this process works. But if you're just copying off the template, you would put your URL or your API URL right here and make sure that you put it in single quotes or double quotes. Yep, that is that. Next, we are going to, if it's a success, we're going to connect this to great, we will be in touch. And that just notifies to the user that their information has been collected and sent. But if it fails, we are basically just going to prompt them to email our company directly at whatever the company email is. And then it's going to ask, what else can we help you with? And send them straight back to the home menu. So lastly, we're going to check out the FAQ section. Now this will come up when the user presses on the general questions button. And this is a pretty basic flow for answering FAQ questions. And we basically went into our knowledge base and trained it on a little bit of information about whatever this construction company's website is. Now you can add a lot more data sources than two. Actually, I recommend that you add more data sources than just two, but for this demo, two was totally sufficient. And it's going to say, what can I help answer for you? And we're going to capture the user's reply in the variable question. Once again, make sure that you have created the variable question. That is super important to store the user's response. Then we're going to go into this response AI block. We find this here under AI, and we can just drag and drop that into our block. I just drag and dropped it into here. And what I did was I set question to the variable that just captured the user's reply question. And then I gave it this prompt, basically just saying that it's a customer service agent for my company and their job is to provide answers to potential clients' questions, and their tone should be kind and helpful. I recommend that you make this prompt a little bit more elaborate and detailed. You can have it have like a specific personality or respond in a specific way, but I recommend that you try to work to make that prompt as detailed as you can. If the AI is able to come up with an answer to the user's question, because sometimes the users might ask a question that's just utterly ridiculous or hard to answer. If that is the case, it will say not found and just say, unfortunately, I cannot find an answer to your question. Please email us for assistance. But if it does have an answer, it's going to say basically output the answer here. And then it'll ask if we have another question. If the answer is yes, it's going to send us right back to the FAQ question block, which is right here. But if the answer is no, it's going to say, what else can I help you with? And send us right back to the home menu, which was right here after start. So this video is officially a wrap. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this tutorial. Once again, if you want this template, it will be in the description below. Make sure that you use the discount code to get it for 100% off. I just want to remind you to please like and subscribe and leave a comment below for the type of chatbot templates or automations that you would like to see next. Once again, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.